Hey, what's up guys? Got the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. I do have the S22 Ultra from last year that I've been using for a whole year now. And I'm gonna unbox this thing and review it. I'll take some pictures and stuff and compare it to the S22 Ultra I have as well. So you may have noticed that my colors look a tad bit different. And the reason for that is if you order the phone directly from Samsung, they give you 4 additional options in terms of colors. So this is the lime color, which I thought was pretty cool. I also really like the sky blue color. I was gonna get this one, but because I've had it for a year, I'm like, oh, let me try the lime color. So it looks really awesome, honestly. Now, both of these phones are very similar to each other. So they have the same 6.8-inch AMOLED display. They have 120 Hz refresh rates. Really the major differences are that the S23 Ultra has the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, where this one, the S22 Ultra, has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. So it's also supposed to provide with better battery life. And if you look at the sides of the phone, the S23 is a little less circular compared to the S22 Ultra. But both of these are pretty high spec phones, and just like they both have the colored, basically the pens that come with it, which is kind of cool. So essentially this S23 Ultra is really the new Samsung Note. And yeah, I hope this is, it's not green. I was hoping this would be the lime green color. And you don't get a charger, which is nothing new. You do get a USB-C to USB-C cord for charging. It does support that fast 45-watt charging, which I believe the S22 Ultra also supported as well. So there's really not too much of a difference, aside from really you can now get a 200 megapixel camera on the 23 Ultra, where this one only had 108 megapixel, which is still absurd compared to other cameras. You also get the SIM card opener as well, which is down here. So I've had a few days to play with the S23 Ultra, and it feels very similar to the S22 Ultra. And honestly, sometimes I would pick up the phones and not know which one I'm using just initially, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm using the S22 or the S23. So that should tell you how similar they feel. Picture quality wise, they're both amazing. And really, the S22 Ultra is an amazing phone. It's very fast, very responsive, takes amazing pictures. Just overall, a very high quality phone with an amazing screen. And this is really no different. Now, this thing is supposed to be faster and better. In fact, I did a Geekbench test with the new Geekbench 6, and we could see that both single core and multi-core is faster on the S23 Ultra versus the S22 Ultra. And as a frame of reference, I do have the Pixel 7 Pro, which even the S22 Ultra is faster in terms of performance over the Pixel 7 Pro. Really, the only phone that beats it is the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which beats it both in single core and multi-core performance. But this is an iOS phone, completely different operating system compared to Android. In fact, I will compare the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the Pixel 7 Pro, and the S23 Ultra in a later video, both just specs and just overall usage and camera. So smash that subscribe button if you guys haven't already. I am trying to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I really appreciate all the support. It is free to subscribe, by the way. It's that shiny red button. Now, in terms of usage, the S23 Ultra is buttery smooth, even with the video playing in the background. Not an issue. Things just open up quickly. It's just a very good phone, as you would expect. But the same is true for the S22 Ultra. Even with the video playing in the background, things just open up quickly. So it's nothing new, and this is what I was trying to say with the whole concept is it's really not too different from the S22 Ultra. So if I click on the LG video with the 4K demo that looks phenomenal on the TV if you have an OLED screen, it looks amazing on this as well. It's just perfection, really. The screen is so good. It's crazy how amazing the screen is on this phone. I wish they took this screen and they put it on the Nintendo Switch. You can also zoom in if you don't want it to go to the entire screen. You can also zoom in and stuff as well. So pinch to zoom, which is kind of cool. Everything is just responsive. I go to Amazon, like boom, it's just, the storage is now double. So actually the lowest storage option now is 256 gigabytes. And if you pre-ordered it from Samsung, which I did, they gave you a free upgrade to 512 gigabytes. Now that for me is not as important because I use cloud storage. So even the 256 gigabytes would have been enough. As you guys could see, I'm only using 81 gigs. Really, I don't think I've ever passed like 150 gigs or something. Yeah, so it's nothing amazing in terms of audio quality. It sounds normal just for a cell phone, what you would expect from a cell phone. So nothing like, oh wow, this sounds amazing. It's just normal. Let's get into the S Pen. Now, I've had the S Pen on the Galaxy S22 Ultra for a year now, and I haven't used it much. It is something that's awesome, and it's very, very useful at times, but in practicality, I don't use it too much. I've probably used it only a handful of times within the year. But it is a nice to have, and some people may love to use this thing, so let's just go over it. So when you pop out the phone, you get a list of options. The most common one that I use it for is to create a note, or you can use this button to actually take selfies. So if I wanted to create a note, it actually works very well. So it has the air style too, so when I'm not even touching the screen, it's writing. And I also have a screen protector on, by the way, just as a heads up, and it still works very well. So there it is. So it's really very, very, just whatever you want to, it's honestly amazing. And if you hold this button, it automatically erases. Okay, I went to the gestures by accident, but it erases easily too. Now you could just tap this and erase, and then tap this back and write something, and then tap this and erase. Or you could just write something, hold this button and erase. So it's very convenient. Now, another thing you can do with this is if you go into selfie mode, so you're gonna see the camera on the top, but you could basically just push this button and it will take a picture. So if I face it to me, it'll take a picture. Another cool thing that really my kids like is the AR doodle, where you find a face like this and you could start, drawing on your own face basically. And then, happy face, and put some ears, and then when you move it around, it'll actually keep up with you. So it's just, I don't know, things that you could do, but I don't really do them, but it's just kind of like, oh, that's funny, or something like that. So really, for me, the most useful feature is if I'm gonna take a picture and either I don't want the phone to move at all, or if we were trying to take like a selfie picture or something, I could just lean it on the desk and take a picture with the pen. So that part's pretty awesome. Let's take some pictures of this thing. So we could do the macro shots just to give you guys a glimpse of how close I could get. Macro shots right there. Very good pictures, very good quality. And the same is true for the S22 Ultra. And I'll show you guys this on the screen. But this thing takes amazing picture quality, amazing photo quality, amazing zoomed in quality because it has the 10x optical zoom. Now for the magic question, is it worth getting the S23 Ultra? Why or why not? Well, it depends on your situation. It depends which phone you're using now. If you have the S22 Ultra, I'm gonna say probably not much of an upgrade since they do feel very similar. If you're coming from an iPhone, well, that depends. Android is pretty different from iOS. You do have more customizations you could do, but you don't get that amazing face unlock like you do on the iPhone. Granted, this does unlock fairly quickly. So, and that was with the screen protector on. So it's actually not bad. And this thing also has face unlock, except doesn't really work at night because it just uses the camera, unlike the iPhone. Now, if you have an older phone, I'm gonna say probably worth it if you don't mind paying the hefty price tag. But I mean, this thing is really, really smooth, really fast. It's just an overall very good phone. I honestly just really like it. And it also supports Wi-Fi 6E, which the S22, even the S21 Ultra supported as well. But this thing also supports Wi-Fi 6E, so if you have a compatible router, you'll also get pretty amazing Wi-Fi speeds. And I've done a whole bunch of reviews on routers and mesh systems if you guys are interested. Now, yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I think Samsung makes one of the best phones, if not the best phone. And using, you know, the iPhone, the Pixel and everything, I really, really, really like what Samsung does. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below, and as always, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.